Simpson. And Japan have gone absent without leave. This is Whitmore. Hall and Gale both available. It's still Whitmore. It is the Reggae Boys who take the lead.
Ball chat. Greetings, football lovers. Happy Sunday to the family. Hopefully the one and one all are doing well. Welcome to Ball Chat World Cup Final Watch Along. My name is Benton along with George. Wagwan family, how you stay?
I am good enough. I'm good, and I have some revelations that I'm going to release.
Sir, this watch along, we're going to tough it out and go through it because it's on the schedule, and we did make a commitment to follow through. It's a very somber mood to deal with any sort of ball game vibes right now, and watching them these two teams in particular, will hug up all limelight in CONCACAF doesn't help. Of course, the Diogo Jota and Andre Silva's news. I mean, I still can't get over that one, Junior.
Yeah, sad. A part of me, it was ready to say, yo, it's part of life and things happen. But another part of me is also, as a part of the football community, we look at these footballers like they're immortal at times, and we are all guilty of it. We all look at them like they're non-human, they're superhuman because they are there for entertainment. And sometimes we get the harsh, not reality, but we get the harsh reminder that they are humans as well. And I have to catch myself talking from a Liverpool perspective, and have to remember that Diogo Jota just got married, have kids. His brother died with him, so that means you have a family that lost a son, two sons, an uncle, cousin, nephew, just gone, just like that. And we can't help but think about them in a football sense. And it's sad. Like I said, it's a sad day. Sad.
Yeah, big up Dalton and big up to all the Liverpool fans. I guess the traditional phrase is condolences and prayers. But I mean, my vocabulary is large enough to convey how I feel and sadness for this family and for the Liverpool fan base. It's a tough one, and both brothers, it's just, boy, you can't, Jaja, you can't, sometimes you can't really, I can't wrap my head around these scenarios and these circumstances, and both brothers, and like you said, the family, the children, I mean, it's just sadness all around. I think one thing from Balcha perspective, and you can comment on this, Junior, we never put up anything about the story because it was covered everywhere before, and we don't really want to add nothing else to it. There's nothing else we can contribute to this. And yes, we have listeners who listen to multiple platforms, but rather you go to the main reliable sources, the main media houses for information on these things, if you so choose. It's just, I don't like putting up someone's picture, like, because I think when I think about the family, because imagine the family now, everywhere them turn, they're everywhere, every platform, everywhere. I mean, and it's just, I mean, when the camera lights gone and the noise gone, this family has to figure out a way to kind of navigate this, and this is when it rough fire. So this is crazy, surreal.
And I love what you said, and to get that message out, because that's something that we don't normally. We had Ball Chat. We started Ball Chat. We're going in our sixth year right now, or something like that. Since 2018, this is our 7th year of doing Ball Chat, and one thing that we said from day one, we're not going to run down the passa to get hype. We're not going to run down the negativity to get hype. And by no means, I'm not insinuating that you are saying other people did that, and I'm not saying that other people did that. But there are some stories, like I said, that we should just stay away from because, look, I had a brethren, a selector brethren that tragically lost his life in Jamaica. He was murdered, and how people told me. They sent me his picture, the dead picture. I couldn't. That try like, yo, we just talked to this brother last week. Why you sending me the picture of him dead with a gunshot in his head, flop over them car? And I said, look what him do, X. And I said, and that kind of pushed back a little bit, and it's the same to the Jota story. So we stay away from it because social media come in like syrup sometime. And this, they actually tell my mother all the time, this is the analogy I use. Social media is syrup. And if you know what syrup is when we're young and when we make a drink with syrup is just concentrated juice. And you have to dilute it. You can't ingest syrup raw. You're going to get a sugar shock. And that's what social media can be. So in honor of his life, we stay away from it and we just celebrate it within our own time. And that's just to keep it moving but I think Diogo Jota and his brother would want us to say, yo, their race has been run, move on. And I said that in the most sensitive way.
28 and 25 years old family. That's, of course, Diogo Jota, the oldest one. It's one of the important things for me if you learn the stories of these players and I didn't know that he took the name Jota because he wanted to separate, because Jota is just J in the language. He wanted to separate from the Parker, his brothers, who also have the name Silva, of course. But his children, his family, his wife, just married. Just married his sweetheart, high school sweetheart, based on some of the reports. And, it's rough. It's rough.
And you heard why he was driving, right?
I read a report that he was because of a surgery and he was informed to drive and not fly. He was trying to catch a ferry back to England for pre-season. So, I think that maybe at some point we probably should do like a formal tribute or formal salute to this player because he has given us so many special moments throughout the years watching him play. But it doesn't feel like the right time because we still are trying dissect and try get our head around what go on. So if we get to it at some point when we think, it's worth saluting, we have to salute Diogo Jota and Andre Silva because they have left an indelible mark here. The entire Portuguese football fraternity, we're watching Euros, the women's Euros, and it's just mourning all around here.
Yeah.
All around. So, that's in a nutshell the big story, and we're going to go through this watch along for the CONCACAF Gold Cup final here, kicking off in 3 minutes or so. We're going to get to the starting 11. The usual suspects are in the final. I think Mexico is looking for what? It's 10th? La Decima, it's 10th title, whereas US is looking for its 7th or so. Mauricio Pochettino, of course, looking for his first. And Javier Aguirre back at the helm, a man in charge of Mexico. Starting 11 for Javier Aguirre family. Malagon in goal, Vasquez, Montes, Javier Sanchez in the right back, Gallardo in the left back. Edson Alvarez, the captain, man of steel in this. And I think Edson Alvarez is going to be huge, have to be huge for them. Mora, Ruiz, Viega, Raul Jimenez, and Alvarado. And why I think Edson Alvarez has to be huge for this team, Diego Luna is a pivotal part of what US wants to do. He loves to pick up that space outside the 18. Edson Alvarez has to make sure that Diego Luna doesn't have any joy in that part of the field.
Yeah, and as we are under a minute away from kickoff, I think both teams are kind of mirror images of each other, and I'm going to chronicle that as we go through the day from my perspective, because I think there's a major story brewing here from both teams from two different perspectives, and I find it quite fascinating. I think Mexico's story kind of speaks for itself. Mexico is trying to reestablish itself as a powerhouse in CONCACAF, and they brought back the old coach, and the coach is trying to fall back at a sold out NRG Stadium. It is sold out in Houston, Texas. So Mexico is trying to reestablish themselves going into the World Cup year that they are going to host as one of the hosts. And remember what happened 1986, right, when Mexico hosted the World Cup. So they are trying to establish themselves back. America, on the other hand, I think there's a story here, because if this USA team can find a way to beat Mexico, I think the Pochettino story will now take a positive turn. And I think the Pochettino train will officially leave the tracks or leave the station if they find a way to win this game. Because this is not the standard America 11. We have officially moved on from, what did I ask coach him?
Greg Berhalter.
From Berhalter. We have officially moved on from Berhalter 11. And we are now with Pochettino's 11. And if Pochettino can find a way to win this game, then the Berhalter pieces will have to humble themselves and come back. If Pochettino, I think they're kind of half and half now, to be honest, in terms of, when I talk about Berhalter pieces, we're talking about Christian Pulisic. If America didn't make it this far, Pulisic would have had the upper hand. We always saw the report that that Pochettino reportedly did an interview with Brentford in the Premier League, right? Reportedly, which he came out and denied vehement, but where there's smoke, there's fire. And that was before the quarterfinal game. If they had lost that quarterfinals, we would have been talking about Pochettino taking over at Brentford and his predecessor gone to his whole team at Tottenham. We would have been talking about that right now. So now Pochettino has the full confidence of USA. If they were to win the Gold Cup right now, then this is Luna's team. This will no longer be Pulisic's team. So there's a lot of storylines behind this game. A lot riding on this game.
Starting 11 for Mauricio Pochettino and Team USA. Freeze in goal, the man who evolved in this tournament. Probably, there were some question marks around his goalkeeping early on, but definitely was instrumental in the penalty shootout. So, the quarterfinal penalty shootout victory. So Freeze, Ream, Richards, Arsten in the left back position, Alexander in the right back position. Tyler Adams gets a start. Some wondered if he would start. He left the game in the 77th minute in this semi-final. May have picked up a knock. Luca Del Torre. Man called Tillman, who was, definitely buzzing in confidence. You have Serginho Berhalter. Is it what? Serginho or name? Serge Berhalter. Sebastian Berhalter. Talk about Serginho. Sebastian Berhalter, Diego Luna, and Ajeman leads the line. As for Team USA, why don't they have a Ajeman first name? Why don't they just have P. Ajeman? Let's see
Well,
what Ajeman's first name is. Do you
and
know,
he's,
Junior?
he's Ghanaian.
No, I mean the other players them have the name. So I mean, what?
It's
Why
Patrick
Ajeman?
Ajimba. Patrick. First name is Patrick.
You guys say Patrick. Why Ajeman first name is not up? But as you said, there are major storylines in this game that we can all point to. I think for Mauricio Pochettino, the tournament got better for him as as it went along, and I think it's an important survival mechanism because, like you said, we don't know how it would have played out if he didn't make it this far in this tournament.
Oh, he was gone.
And also, CONCACAF don't have Ajiman's first name. What?
It's Patrick. His first name is Patrick.
His first name is Patrick. Okay, so you looked it up. All right, Patrick Ajiman. All right. That's it for the Gold Cup. And again, this tournament now from a larger scale for me. I think it was BM, wherever you then I were, big up yourself, BM, who said that he's not watching it anymore. I'm not gonna go out on that fence as as a football, as football coverage, or host of a football show. But this tournament is getting a little bit watered down with these two regulars. I mean, it's a usual suspect. The other members of CONCACAF, and we've asked this question of CONCACAF leadership in the past. Mr. Harris, the vice president of CONCACAF, now a member of FIFA Council. We have to figure out a way to move this tournament to other eras. When you look at the pre-Gold Cup tournament, those tournaments were held in different locations, and subsequently you had different winners. The financial aspect of this being played in the US, is it worth it to sacrifice all competitive advantage in favor of the other, in favor of just US and Mexico? Because this is what this host in the US has pretty much led to in this region.
Yes. The answer is yes, sir.
But have they even gained any So the financial gain that the rest of CONCACAF claim they are getting, when do we see the fruits of those financial gains?
When third world countries improve their status and have the resources where you can break even. Remember to host a World Cup, and I'm going to bring up, I'm use World Cup for an example. The federation doesn't end up in the black; they end up in the red. The country ends up in the black. What I mean by that, they end up turning a profit. The federation doesn't. It costs a lot to host these tournaments. Worse when it's CONCACAF or FIFA sanctioned. You have to have the stadium resources have to be up to par. And these federations, these teams are not coming expecting to dish out money. They are expecting to be hosted. So it takes a lot to host. So when you have the resources and the capabilities to easily turn over this money where it is using the financial terms, it becomes a sunk cost to host these tournaments, then that's when it becomes financially viable for you. But if not, then it's just a waste of money.
I took a deep dive and look at previous hosts of the pre-Gold Cup tournament. I mean, Guatemala, El Salvador, of course, Mexico hosted. I think Costa Rica hosted. So Central American countries hosted, and in those times, I mean, in those different times of different hosts, you would end up with different winners. from a CONCACAF perspective, this Mexico USA thing, I mean, how much longer can we continue to watch this thing, brother?
We don't have a choice until teams get better.
No, but you have the votes this is a voting membership.
No, but until teams get better, why would it be worth it? And when you have multiple hosts, who will play all those playing fields? It's not like you have other countries that can host all of these rounds. They can't do that. All of these countries have probably 2-3 stadiums max, other than Mexico. Think about it. Canada and Mexico should be able to rotate it. Canada probably is now the best time of year for Canada to host a tournament, and people would be complaining about heat. And Canada that is not that cold, no. So it's the best time for Canada to host it. Mexico, they will have to they will have to fix up their infrastructure, put it that way. And so yeah, because we don't really want to piss off.
I'm gonna start a petition for to have a different to bring back the glory days of other nations hosting this tournament pre this USA Gold Cup, which was 1991, I think, when it switched over, and ever since then it's
If Caribbean Airlines still existed, do they still exist? I don't know. But if they still existed, or if Butch Stewart, the great Butch Stewart, was around with his airline, I think it would have been a perfect marketing opportunity where if I was a holder of a Caribbean-based airline, I would talk to CONCACAF, or I would talk to CONMEBOL and say, look, speak to CONCACAF, let's get the Caribbean to host the Gold Cup. And all these teams have to do is find them way to the host country, meet the main host country for the opening ceremony, and I will fly them all around the Caribbean and this Caribbean Airlines or whatever airlines. I would that would be perfect marketing. Perfect marketing. You just fly them all about the place, and then you just sit down with CONMEBOL or with CONCACAF and say, yo, our CARICOM. Sit down with CARICOM and say, look, come back and build this so we can.
Wait, USA score already?
What, they've scored already?
Yeah.
It's been there 3 minutes.
Yeah, well, some of us are at 4 minutes, man.
Okay, you're on AI Sports.
Yeah, AI Sport. And I think someone just posted it, right? No, that was
Steppers News of LOM says USA should win. Jamaica need to get real. Michelle said big up ball chat. Also said please like and subscribe. Big up Michelle. And
good goal. A good goal. It's an absolutely good goal.
Telling you.
Chris Richards with the goal for USA 1-0.
I know you guys cared me about Pochettino, but I'm telling you, this team can become very scrappy.
The game has been played in Houston, NRG Stadium. This was one of them fake grass thing where them put real grass on the surface, right? I saw CONCACAF drop a whole video chop up of how they went about it. So this is kind of an indication of what's gonna be needed for the World Cup. Of course, FIFA mandates that you can't play a World Cup them local idiot field. Yeah. You need real grass.
What have the technology? If not, we're not in the 80s anymore. There's a technology where you can put grass on the field and make it set.
Man,
it shouldn't be that hard.
This idea of dropping grass pan what plastic or whatever some of that synthetic material does not sit well with me. I don't care how technologically advanced we go and get.
You can't tell the
We
difference.
see now roll grass from one cow corner to the next, and then I use certain stitch it up and I roll it together.
You won't be able to tell the difference. In some cases, those fields actually played more true than natural grass fields.
In what?
Those fields, those manufactured grass fields or grass turf actually plays better than the natural grass.
CONCACAF Championship was a tournament before the CONCACAF Gold Cup. CONCACAF Championship ran from 1963 to 1989. So the Gold Cup was the tournament that kicked in 1991. Yeah, it was Jamaica who was the CONCACAF Gold Cup.
You want to see
All right.
game.
I want to see Trinidad and Tobago who was the CONCACAF Gold Cup.
A game. You can't host the whole tournament.
Yeah, this idea of 70,000 fans is foolishness because we need to look at the attendance numbers. Did they actually fill these stadiums?
Yes.
No. They will fill the Mexico stadiums. We know some strong and watch Jamaican games them and the stadium them empty, man are bleaching and sun out.
But this game right now is full.
Man, if you have this final somewhere in the Caribbean, the Mexican fans line up, I want to you, them inject and move, and of course the American fans, the committed one, would have been committed and travel. I'm talking about inject. Inject some funds and move and make the trip.
It becomes a vacation.
Yes, definitely become a vacation.
And that's why the Caribbean will be perfect, but it will take some maneuvering and it will take some genius to get it sold.
USA leads 1-0 goal from Richards, man from Crystal Palace. No, if anything, from a Mexico standpoint, they do have huge support in Houston. So, I mean, if USA is gonna score, why not early? Let Mexico kind of get settled in this football game, and then go from there. It's gonna be interesting to see how USA now deals with. I noticed USA dropping off a bit now that they have taken the lead. Which maybe is a little bit too early, but.
All right, so to host the Gold Cup, right, you need 14 stadiums.
Or you use a few stadiums multiple times. Why 14 stadiums in America?
The field won't last. 14 stadiums to host the Gold Cup.
14 stadiums are used in America, right?
Yes.
But we don't play to American standard. We are playing to full standard with the stadiums that we have.
So you can't host the Gold Cup then?
What do you mean we can't host it?
Host the Jamaica Cup and see if you can invite Mexico and America to come play.
But I'm not saying that Jamaica definitely doesn't have the stadiums right now because we can't even have light proper for good game.
So, but we can find 14 venues in the whole of the Caribbean. Jamaica has 2. Jamaica has arguably Jamaica has 3.
I don't even know if Jamaica have 1, brother. No man, no one play
They have 3 FIFA stadiums. They have National Stadium, Sabina Park, and Mobile. So you need 11 more in the Caribbean. I think Trinidad has 2. When I go British Virgin Islands, that the stadium kill was the key. The high school field care was the game.
No, but we saw the host T20 World Cup in the Caribbean. We saw they host ODI Cricket World Cup in the Caribbean, where some teams were based in a certain country, some teams were based in another country, and then why not do that?
But that's what I'm saying. Let the Caribbean can host it, but they have to, for one, how the money going split.
Well, you split the money 50-50.
You can't, you know, Jamaica won't look at.
See, this is the problem, you know.
No, but that's the reality. Jamaica won't look at that, not DR, not that Dominican Republic, but Dominica. Jamaica won't look at Dominica and say, we splitted everything down the middle. No. So how you value the money that's going to be split and spent?
And this is the reason why the tournament consistently since 1991 has been played in USA, because we just can't even come to an agreement that this is for the betterment of football in the Caribbean and the Caribbean economy, because we just highlighted the importance of the economic funds what these funds will inject in these economy when they travel.
Then being allowed and the irony is, what is ironic, and what I think that you're losing in all of this is, CONCACAF is doing us a favor by only inviting 1 and 2 teams and only inviting both teams. Very rarely do you see them bring in a Brazil or the Argentina for the Centennial. But other than that, they're doing us a solid favor. CONCACAF could have easily, because Oceania I don't think Oceania have a regional tournament, do they?
I don't think so, but I know Australia tends to play with Asia, right?
Right. So why wouldn't CONCACAF reach out to Oceania and say, yo, forward and come play the Gold Cup?
Yeah, man, New Zealand, man, them that, a long flight that, you know.
No, we're in a different world now. This is not the 80s. So maybe they are not thinking modern times. In modern times, them flights 12, 14 hours in luxury, you're good.
And long New Zealand, man, them probably say, we not have good footballers, much less fly in a luxury.
But then this is a World Cup year. They could use a summer tournament for preparation. Because right now New Zealand and them not doing anything.
And I think I would suspect Saudi Arabia put down some funds to be a part of the tour. I mean, isn't one of those? I wouldn't be shocked if Saudi Arabia put down some money.
And you notice Qatar came right before they hosted the World Cup. Saudi Arabia came before they hosted the World Cup. Even though their hosting is what, 5 years from now?
Yeah.
But still.
No, so they're hosting what, in 9 years from now? What, 34, right?
34? Oh, okay.
Yeah, because 30 are the Centennial multi-countries, what, with North Africa, Uruguay, and Europe. So I think the big demand, or the big award for the 100th anniversary of the World Cup is that Europe, they want to have it for every continent according to them. North Africa, well, they don't have it at Asia. So I guess Asia no matter.
North Africa and Asia is pretty much the same place.
Look at you. Well, is the desire to have it on the continents of the original members, the original,
yes.
Yeah,
Uruguay.
Yes. Uruguay, yes. And as for the hosting of the tournament in the Caribbean, it's all about. We had Lasana Liebird, and owner of Wired 868. Check it out down in Trinidad and Tobago. And Lasana said something one of 86 Wired 868, a newspaper down in Trinidad and Tobago. He said something that I remember. He said, remember there are 41 members in CONCACAF, and most of them are Caribbean and Central America. Why do we surrender the leadership of this confederation to USA and Mexico and the likes? And why is a Canadian the president of CONCACAF? Why? Because if the Caribbean countries them come together and say, yo, we have vote for Biggs. He's the president of the CFU. He's gonna be president of CONCACAF. Then they can't lose.
Okay. But then when a competitor call one of the voters and say, yo, $5,000, vote for me. Can the CFU president see that and raise it? Because at the end of the day, that's what run the world. So, and it's easy for us to ask these questions, but do we have the charisma to centralize and organize?
Yes, we do. Remember Jack Warner was it?
Oh, we don't.
Jack Warner was it. He led CFU and led CONCACAF.
And where's Jack Warner now?
He's retired, enjoying his life down in Trinidad and Tobago, along with Seth Blatter.
I can't leave. There's certain countries he can't go.
I mean, the man that is, which other place can he get what them call it, what them call it actually, that bacon and shark? It doesn't need to leave the island. A bacon shark sandwich is all them care about. But and of course Jeffrey Webb, Cayman Island Football Association president, former president of CFU, was here apparent. If Captain Burrell was alive today, he would have been president of CONCACAF.
If.
Michael Ricketts, shape up, brother. Shape up.
It don't work like that. It doesn't work like that.
Shape up. Shape up.
Capitalism run the world.
Randy Harris, come on, shape up, brother. So still 1-0 USA is leading. We're discussing the dominance of CONCACAF by USA, Mexico, and Canada more or less. Canada nice. Canadians are generally nice.
The women team.
Early 20 minutes in, family. Your thoughts on this game? USA have scored. Mexico having a bit of position. Haven't seen a real opportunity yet for Mexico.
I want to echo what Donald just typed in the chat, that even though America leading, Mexico is playing better ball. And that has always been the sentiment in this rivalry. That Mexico always play good football, but America find some set piece to score. And the rest of the game is, can America sustain? So that's where we are right now.
So Mexico knocking the ball around outside the box, and then as it comes to kind of make the next step in the attack, them try cross the ball in, and those are easy pickings for Tim Ream and Chris Richards.
Yes, but then the danger is, who is getting the second ball? Who's getting the headed down ball? Right now, America is getting it, and they can feel comfortable. But Mexico is dependent on getting that second ball. Plus, Jimenez is no slouch. So, they better have their heads on straight.
So, we're seeing something. What's this, brother? Yeah? A man just threw himself down like, yo. while watching this game, Junior, I know you have been keeping a close eye on the transfer news, transfer market. Me there on vacation. You know. I know say you have been keeping a close eye on the FIFA Club World Cup. Care to give us an update on those respective topics, starting with a look at FIFA Club World Cup Bush League tournament.
Right now, the results doesn't matter. I don't care about anything about the FIFA Club World Cup other than Musiala's freak injury. And we saw Musiala had got a fractured left leg versus PSG. And the way he got fractured, he got injured in a play that he didn't have to get injured in. He had zero chance of getting the ball, zero chance of winning a penalty, zero chance of anything positive coming out of that play. But now Bayern Munich and Germany is looking with faded breath, even though they've said it might be a 5 to 6 month injury.
5 to 6 months out.
Yeah, 5 to 6 months out. Which is lucky. It wasn't a compound fracture. It was a compound fracture. You know, him gone for the rest of the year and probably his career not ending, but will be career defining injury.
Members of Bayern Munich has team came out pretty strong. I saw Manuel Neuer criticized Donnarumma. Vincent Kompany was also definitely, of course, understandably upset. So what going with the criticism of Donnarumma by Manuel Neuer?
Did you see the play?
No, yeah, me not watch a single minute of this tournament. I boycotting it. I don't even like to click on no article relating to it because I don't want to give them any sort of metrics makes them tournament look good. Me burn FIFA Club World Cup, aka I am against the FIFA Club World Cup.
So for Neuer and Kompany and et al., they probably just had a emotional response, but are them have to publicly defend them baller. But behind closed doors, then probably look at Musiala and say, "What the hell were you thinking?" Is a play. First of all, this is what happened. As Mexico trying for probe, and as America is well aligned defensively. What happened is Olise and I don't remember who, I think it's Lima, or one of them tried to do a 1-2. No, Olise tried to send the ball on the right wing. And the run wasn't made, right? So it's an overhit pass. The ball is rolling to Donnarumma. Remember, Olise the play on the right wing, right? So Donnarumma, with the Bayern Munich right wing, PSG's left wing. Donnarumma come out of the box. The ball is rolling to him. Remember, it's an overhit pass, so the ball is slowly coming to him. Musiala run from basically the other wing as a long shot as America save it. Musiala run from the other wing, somehow thinking he is going to beat Donnarumma and beat the next PSG defender to the ball that was overhit that he had nothing to do with. So he got there, Donnarumma already going down for the ball, and Musiala tried to step in between the ball and Donnarumma, hoping to get the contact for a penalty. And him get the contact what I'm looking for. Him just never expect a broke foot.
Well,
but
I don't know if that's the contact he wanted, as we're seeing the
replay. Yeah, he get what he wants. Behind closed doors, that tells a brother, you're stupid. You're not getting anything out of that but a broke foot.
So we're looking at what, 5 months?
Reportedly, I don't know how true that is.
Of course, we'll see. Good luck to young Jamal Musiala. Michelle asks a few questions, Junior, and now to the transfer landscape. By the way, big up Michelle. By the way, before we go to transfer, any other updates about the FIFA Club World Cup?
All right, that we'll see PSG play against Real Madrid, and that's going to be a big game. And I implore you to come out of your boycott and watch that game.
No,
But I
Sam,
think
in fact, that's exactly the day I watch more cricket. When them a play.
they play Wednesday, and you
I'm
don't want to
sure
run.
they have this what was called Major League Cricket going on here in the U.S. I can find New York versus San Francisco or Texas a play. Some curry goat cricketers. We have another goal, 1-1, as Mexico has tied it up.
And it was coming.
Yeah, so and that was also something we were going to ask about. How long can USA play this way? I mean, it's what, 27 minutes in the ball game.
And is it that Pochettino's Achilles heel from his at Tottenham, but he had better players at Tottenham where he could play on the counter attack. I know that's an Argentinian way of playing football.
Ours is the Pochettino way.
Argentina. That's Argentina. That's
It's a good goal,
Passarella.
you know.
Very good goal.
It's a very good goal. It's a very good goal.
Remember I said earlier,
The second ball.
Jimenez, Raul Jimenez is potent. Very potent.
Now, this tournament, I mean, Raul Jimenez, of course, with the goal for Mexico. We need to check the stats. How many goals has he scored in this tournament? Is it what, 3 or 4?
I'll tell you in a second.
Michelle says, I have an update for Club World Cup. Small club Chelsea in the semi-final.
I have a theory about that. And Michelle Cocky here, you might not like this theory. But my theory is this, Benton. Chelsea have Todd Bowley, a very influential American owner, don't it?
He's one of the influential American owners. It's also owned by an ex-brother named El Baghdadi and the Clear Lake Investment Fund.
So they even make it worse. But you do realize Chelsea have an easy road to the finals.
Michelle says big club City knocked out by Al Hilal in last.
But I don't think it's coincidence that Chelsea have such an easy road to the final.
Junior, it's too early in the football season. Well, it's not even football season yet. If you are throw stone at Chelsea fans.
No, I'm not throwing stone at Chelsea fans. They're
bad mind Chelsea. I saw your manager, Ruben Amorim, at Formula One meet today, posing with fans. Why is he there? Scouting?
I don't know what you want me to say.
Does he have some work to do?
Yeah, preseason start tomorrow.
And reportedly Manchester United is looking at, we'll get to transfer in a second, but I want to hear your thoughts on Dominic Calvert-Lewin to Manchester United.
Yes. Yes.
Come on, say, yo, Sunday evening, don't bother with this foolishness, it's too early.
That's utter rubbish.
All right, so 1-1 CONCACAF Gold Cup final, 30th minute, 1-1, USA versus Mexico. Goal scorers, Chris Richards for USA and Mancal, Raul Jimenez. I wanted to ask you, Raul Jimenez, Fulham. Junior, do you think this tournament kind of maybe put a few eyes on Raul Jimenez for a potential transfer this transfer window? We saw where Menez is it Nuna, who is the other striker at Fulham who has really pushed them and sometime actually started over him. What do you mean, Munez?
I think Munez, yeah.
Munez.
But the thing with Raul is, which is no fault of his own, I think his injury, that injury scare kind of slowed him down professionally. Because he was at what, Wolves at the time? And he was tearing up Wolves, remember?
Yeah, yes.
And he got the head injury.
Yes.
And now him kind of getting back to himself. I think he's always been the same. It's just that people needed to not see him with that injury. And I think that is what is affecting his stock right now. Because he is a potent striker.
He's a very good striker. I just know statistically the numbers. The Wolves after the head injury, I guess some would say understandably so, and the numbers, decline. And he missed.
That's a great tribute. You see, tribute to Jota. In his celebration, he did a tribute to Diogo Jota. He took out
yes.
Mexican Diogo, a Mexico jersey with Diogo Jota at the back, and also did his FIFA goal celebration.
Yes.
But they were teammates at Wolves.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Wow, so we're going with Ajaman now and the referee. All right, continue our FIFA Club World Cup roundup, Junior, before we move on to transfer news.
Hey, Dad, we'll see what PSG and Real Madrid have. Cause the winner of that game winning the trophy.
In terms of Real Madrid, I was offered a few things. By the way, you want to go a ball game? Because somebody linked me what they asked me if I want to go to the game for Dortmund versus Real Madrid, which was played here in Atlanta. And I said, hell no. I'd rather watch paint dry. I'm boycotting this tournament. So I don't know if you are interested, because I guess there might be semi-final games here. I'm not go at none. I'm not absolutely go at none. I'm not watch none. I won't be going to any. I'm not watching. I'll be glad when this tournament is over.
Let me see. Real Madrid plays PSG at MetLife. Oh, both games are at MetLife Stadium. Sorry.
Okay.
But I think, remember, come on, post.
Yeah, post some about $13 for Chelsea ticket.
$13 for the game.
$13 for
Chelsea game is on Tuesday, and Real Madrid plays on Wednesday.
Michelle says Dembele also did Jota Celebration Club World Cup. Yeah. Big up Usman. And I heard that Kylian Mbappe also did a celebration. So so 35 minutes into the ball game, family. It seems like it's pretty much Mexico dominant. USA cannot keep playing like this. They have to be able to come out and cannot surrender the ball like this. The US pundits, the Clint Dempsey's, Maurice Edu, and Alexi Lalas of the world, and Rob Stone will criticize Mauricio Pochettino from now till next year if they lose this game playing this way.
Pochettino won't care. Pochettino will not care. He doesn't have to live with them. He doesn't have to see them. But one thing is for sure.
But these are powerful voices in U.S. soccer, aren't they? Influential voices.
They're not more influential than Mauricio Pochettino.
Junior, look how USA is playing. They're yielding position. I want to say probably 70-30. This is like Jamaica playing Brazil.
All right. But let me say this. Mexico better keep their wits about them, because America is just waiting to pounce on the counterattack. So, yes, can America sustain this defensive mentality and concentration? But Mexico also have to stay switched on. As a shot and easily save. Mexico have to stay switched on. So the game is finally balanced. So
balance. Look where Peter Ajaman is. He's buried in his own half. Shut you!
I'm telling you, the game is finally balanced. I'm telling you.
Maybe this is a practice match. Practice match free. So him get get a better get a contract.
Let's watch.
All right, let's see now. USA with position. Let's see if they can hold the ball. And just like that, them give it right back. Where's Diego Luna?
Luna is out looking at his Mexican brethren right now, and he's trying to make a business decision.
What's the business decision?
Either way, he's winning up.
Either way,
He wins.
not going to Brentford.
Oh no. Pochettino job is safe.
Okay. If they do lose and lose embarrassingly, I don't know about job safe.
But they have, all right, first of all, let's see if them lose first.
Yeah, I said if they do lose.
And then after that, let's see if them lose embarrassing. Because I'm telling you right now, this game is finally poised. We saw the same thing against Guatemala. Even though Guatemala is no Mexico, but see America breaking away here 2-2. This is where they are dangerous.
And imagine a Tyler Adams in that midfield with I think he said he had a hamstring problem, having to do all this running. Here comes USA on the break. Tillman. Achiman running in. And USA finally feels what the ball is reminded of what the ball feels like.
Yeah, but we all right. So this is the thing that I think we're getting caught up in. This team is built to play this way. They are built to play this way. They are comfortable.
They're not built to play this way. They played totally opposite this way against every other team they played in this tournament.
No, but because they're better than them.
So Mexico couldn't even beat Bug Honduras with any sort of conviction, and at home USA is Christian Pulisic USA will not be surrendering position to this Mexican team.
If America wins, the people who don't care about style points going to look at you and say, who cares? And I don't care about style points.
Clint Dempsey does. Alexi Lawless does.
Alexi Lawless is just a hot air gas balloon.
Who does have the ears of U.S. soccer leadership.
And all they're going to do is sit down and bitch in a corner.
No, but this is your major rival at home, Junior. You cannot just surrender. Granted, no, this might all work out perfectly well for Mauricio Pochettino and win the game. Great. And he will tell me, shut the hell up. This is the way we plan to play. Fine. But if it does not work out and they surrender position and look so weak, this the same questions, the same concerns coming into the tournament would resurface.
All right, so let me ask you this question then. Why isn't Mexico bombing down the field on America?
Why is Mexico bombing down the field?
Not bombing down the field. Why is Freeze not making save after save after save? We can't look at it and think, so, oh, Mexico is dominating. They're not dominating the game. America is giving a possession where they want to and sending Mexico to send these long shots out as Freeze tip it out for a corner. But this is the game plan. There's nothing wrong. If you have the ball at center circle and pass 100 times, who cares?
How many saves has Matt Freeze made in this ball game?
Probably about,
I think that's 3, right?
Yeah, probably that.
And who and I go to Mexico again? What's the brother name?
Who cares? Does he look does Freeze look stressed?
Yes, he's still a shopkeeper.
I don't think he looks stressed out.
Four corners to what is this? The fourth corner to U.S. to Mexico. Come on, said the 16-year-old is balling. Mexico definitely giving the 16-year-old a big stage. If he's able to pull this off and play and carry Mexico to a victory and contributes heavily to Mexico's victory over to a possible Mexico victory over USA. I mean, Iman gone in the next level vibes, brother.
Yeah, cause this remind me. I don't remember which World Cup it was when Carlos Vela and Dos Santos run ragged and beat America like 5-1. You remember that World Cup there? At the finals? I know Tim Howard was in goal. I want to say that was about...
And Tim Howard hasn't been the same since.
No, he hasn't been the same since. And Chicharito was there too. And this was before the dust, what they call it, Dosa Uno.
Yeah, the dust zero.
Tim Ream was late reacting to that ball to Jimenez. Very late. But boy, did he strike that.
Gilberto Mora are going well for Mexico, the 16-year-old. All right, so continuing our football news. The FIFA Club World Cup, you mentioned PSG versus Real Madrid. Chelsea is in the semi-final. What's the other semi-final? Who's the other semi-finalist?
Chelsea versus the Brazilian side. Fluminense.
Fluminense. Is that Thiago Silva side?
Yeah.
Okay. And PSG versus Real Madrid. Any thoughts on, Michel says the big club City knocked out by Al Hilal in the round of 16?
Yeah, and it's a one Ileman side giving another Ileman side or not. Pep say, yo, for the Business Ball Club World Cup,
I guess Pep probably said, no, we can take a break.
Exactly. You know who else did that? Cholo and Atletico Madrid. Them never had any business playing in this tournament. The man them lose, they get them penny pop. And you could tell he did not care. The team to that didn't care was Benfica and Atletico Madrid, Benfica, Juventus. Them side clearly never cared. They were like, yo, we got up on holiday, brother.
Ajiman picks forcing a little pressure there on Junior. Is that last man? Cesar Montez caught out a position there, chopping down Ajiman.
But it wasn't a direct.
Yeah, it was not direct.
No red card there, but yes, that's what I'm telling you. They have to keep their wits about them.
Now to transfer news. I know you're keeping an eye on that. We have seen some big news, big stories coming out. Transfer news, the things that stood out to you so far in the transfer window.
All the teams that get them business done early. But the biggest one to me though, Nico Williams. Nico Williams staying at Infim that side.
Oh, so he decided to stay at Atletico Bilbao.
Yeah. Not going to Barcelona anymore. Because Barca wouldn't be able to register him, which the whole world knew that. The whole world knew that they would have some registration problems. And I think some research has to be done on how many players Frankie de Jong hold as a goal for, oh no, him save it. as America almost scored. I'm saying it again. Mexico better keep their wits about them. And into the 80-yard box.
Finally, the Mexican goalkeeper Mulligan is involved in the game, and I didn't remember what he looks like.
It doesn't matter.
And USA will ask for a penalty on that one, probably. Ajaman.
And no, Luna one might be a penalty. Nah, neither is a
Watcha!
penalty.
Diego Luna skying, kicking over, looking at a field goal there. So Nico Williams to remain at
Bilbao.
Atletico Bilbao. I mean, but we always thought that why does Barcelona put themselves in this position? Yeah, the goalkeeper at the ball just look him in the head.
He had no clue what was going on.
Ma.
But you know though, I was going to say there must be some Barca fan out there, some numbers-oriented Barca fan that have this stat. How many players and how many transfers have Barcelona either struggled to complete or failed to complete because Frankie de Jong refused to leave?
Why is that necessary?
Because if Frankie de Jong had left 2 years ago like Barcelona wanted, maybe they would have been able to sign Nico Williams right now.
Fair enough.
He's carrying a heavy price tag, you know.
Yeah, he has a pretty hefty contract.
And
Halftime, 1-1 at the half, CONCACAF Gold Cup final, Mexico versus USA. We'll pause the transfer news discussion for a minute, family, and get your thoughts on the first half of the CONCACAF Gold Cup final.
We're going to agree to disagree on this, but I'm telling you right now, this game is finally poised. The USA is hedging their bets that they can outlast Mexico. And Mexico is trying to take the lead as soon as possible. That's what the second half is going to be. The second half is going to be a race. Can America outlast Mexico? Can America sustain or maintain the barricades and Mexico tire and they steal it in the end? Or can Mexico score early and force America to come at them? That's the game for the second half. And that's what this whole game plan is right now. So let's see who is a steering contest. Let's see who blink first. And I think the substitutions will be telling.
First half stats, shots off target. Shots on target, 5 for Mexico and 1 for the US, with total 7 shots, 7-2. Mexico had a lot of the possession. We'll see the possession, but of course, our goals win matches. And as the score stands, it's still 1-1. USA will rely on set pieces. They do have maybe an aerial advantage on those crosses and corner kicks. But Mexico for beat the side, yeah. I mean, you cannot dominate. I think Edson Alvarez and that Gilberto Mora, have to kind of drive at if the U.S. surrenders the midfield, drive at this U.S. center back pair, and I mean the Tim Reams and Chris Richards more often. Somebody need to drive at them, then push the ball wide, or put the ball in place for Raul Jimenez. Raul Jimenez definitely is quick on the draw. He's not wasting time to take the shot, and that is a very good sign of a striker who's confident, who's on his game. As America, Junior, I will leave the American side of things for you.
I am going to push back on what you just said. I will soon talk about why. Hey, I'm going to pat myself on the back. Come, we go. Come on,
Oh,
come on.
sorry, the 64-36, the possession advantage.
Yeah, but I I see it a little bit different, and I appreciate America's approach to this game. I really do. And from one perspective, Mexico have all the ball, they can do whatever they want with the ball. Okay. But America doesn't look pressured. They really don't look pressured to me. And the goal that scored, Tim Ream was at fault. He was late coming across. He should have read that. He was a second late. And Tim Ream, of all people, should know you don't give Raul Jimenez that chance. He's not taking a second touch. So that was the Mexican goal. It is fixable. It's just concentration, communication. That's all it is. From the American perspective, you actually gave a good point from the American perspective, but you twisted it and turned it to a Mexico advantage. When you talked about the Mexican midfield not being able to run at the American Statue of Liberties, because they have two Statue of Liberties playing defense, right? But that is the whole game plan. To me, Tyler Adams has been key in this game. He's not touching the ball, he's not winning tackles, but look at his spacing and look at his spacing in conjunction to the two center backs. He is their protector. So can Mexico find a way to split Tyler Adams and the two center backs like what happened with the goal? Can they find that is the holy grail for them? But apart from that, America is okay where they are. They are just going to pick their times and pick their chances. But it is very important that they are able to maintain that pressure. So every 5 to 10 minutes, you better have a break at the Mexico defense. If not, then the pressure will just keep adding and adding and adding. And as we know, pressure will eventually burst pipes.
As we say, a yard pressure burst pipe. Mexico sustain the pressure, and they will win this football game ultimately. I think. Pressure bust pipe. Just need to sustain. If you look at where Diego Luna and Peter Agerman are, they're pretty much sitting in the laps of the holding midfielders. And the holding midfielders themselves are dropping further up. There's a lot of movement back and forth, especially from side to side for Tyler Adams. Especially a Tyler Adams that may have been questionable coming into this ball game. How long will that leg hold up? We know that Tyler Adams is a pit bull, and he will, but it's not a pitting Tyler Adams anymore. And this is Mexico's game to capitalize on this dominance in possession. Have to be able to shoot accurately from outside. Force these players to come out and then open up space and come off Raul Jimenez.
And win the second ball. They have to win. And Mexico has to win the second ball.
Yeah.
Have to. They just have to.
Yeah. Continuing our roundup regarding transfer news, we discussed Nico Williams, and I want final thing from me on Nico Williams. I said good, big up Nico, for just forget this Barcelona transfer to other club foolishness. I think you and your brother, Inaki Williams, have a good synergy, great chemistry. You look out for each other. You ride together. Just continue doing that, Atletico Bilbao, brother. Continue doing that, because it could be something special. You guys won Europa League title, 2 years ago? Continue doing that, brother. And this is a Funo place, a Funo team. You guys are heroes in this Basque country. Now go on, nobody other side go turn dirty rag or turn just regular.
Well, unfortunately, Spain, and this is a news flash, Spain is a very racist country.
Yes.
And Nico Williams, because the reports were out there that he was going to Barcelona, everything seemed like he was going to Barcelona. Then you have Bayern Munich that came in and said, pretty much said to Nico, yo, if Barca can't sign you, we will take you any cost, any price, name a price, right? Because of that flirting, even though Nico Williams is not going anywhere, his memorial, there was a memorial that was put up in his honor in Bilbao. They already defaced it and turned it down and pretty much calling him a traitor, even though he signed the extension. I'm going to tell you right now, he should have never stayed. He should have left. Once you put it out there that you're going to leave, or once the news got out there that you possibly are thinking about moving, he should have left. Should have left because, look, Athletic Bilbao is not overtaking Real Madrid or Barcelona anytime soon. Athletic Madrid, if Cholo leave and they make the wrong choice and blah, 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 you have a chance of fighting for third place. But Nico, you are too good of a talent to sign an 8-year extension at a team that is not smelling. They're not smelling La Liga title. You're not smelling it. You sign an 8-year extension? No, brother.
No, but there's something, and call me idiot, call me whatever. There is something about representing your place of birth, your yard. And you are doing it not as an individual, you're doing it with your brother. And you have had some successes with your brother doing it at Atletico Bilbao. It's not everybody if we run down Champions League and run down them little Monday things. You know what? And I really I really admire the connection between these two siblings. And also from Basque Country fans, them ride with the players. And now granted, I think there's a business side of it. If Nico Williams could leave and make a bag of money for Atletico Bilbao, they will love it because it's a player that came through their ranks and it's an injection of large sum of money. But at the same time, not forget look at that scammer side, Barcelona, and stay where you are. You and your brother continue to do what you're doing. And you now win La Liga, but who knows? You might win another Europa, you might win a Copa del Rey. But most importantly, week in and week out, you go out and you play and rep your shirt.
8 years? 8 years?
Now for them players, brethren. For them players. You know, so Chelsea man, them have signed 10 years. The Basque Country are them money and players. This is for them players. They probably have fufu restaurant all around the place. And just like how Reno fans are loyal, the Basque fans are loyal. Atletico Bilbao fans ride with the team if they not win nothing. So, I mean, I love this about Inaki Williams and Nico Williams. Staying where they are. And nobody run down the idiot side. Nobody with them thing there.
Okay.
So, all right. So, Nico Williams stays. Other transfer news that you've been keeping your eye on and big news.
Before we get to Chelsea, because I think Chelsea every year, and this year Chelsea, no, not Chelsea, Arsenal winning Arsenal is winning the
transfers.
transfer.
Arsenal is winning the transfer window so far, in your eyes.
Yeah, they look. If you think I was on the Arsenal train the last 2 years, choo-choo! We'll get ready. Well, you should have said so. You see me have Arsenal red? You see it? The Gunners.
So wait, so
Good
they've
as cement
signed
that.
Martin Zuberman, who else? And they're in advanced talk with Victor Gayokares.
Correct. So you get Zuberman to take over from Party, who we're never going to talk about the Party situation.
Oh
About
gosh, Thomas Party. Yeah. Yo, it's a good thing we take a break from football.
when you get Zuberman, right? And Victor Geiker. Victor is a goal scorer. Now, he hasn't done it in the Premier League as yet, but this transfer window for goal scorers that are available on the market, I think Victor is number one, potential-wise. So he's going to go there. Madueke reportedly is going to Arsenal.
Why, he's going to be a new Sterling? By the way, big up El Pistolero. El Pistolero said good final so far. Michelle also thought you were a Manchester United fan.
No, I'm always a Manchester United fan, but that don't mean that I am going to pick them for win Premier League. Hell no. So I tell you right now, Gunners pop. Hey, where's some set some mental? Is he good them? Yo,
Manchester United just have just a chance of winning the Premier League as Southampton.
Well, actually, I would more pick not Crystal Palace. I would more pick Portsmouth.
And Southampton not even in the Premier League.
What about Portsmouth?
But Arsenal signed
Well,
Zuberman. They have Victor Gayokares. One next name for Gayokares. Gayokares. Is in advanced start with Arsenal. And who else?
Look out for Rodrigo.
And this is so. But wait, so Rodrigo say he wants to play left wing, right? Reportedly,
Yes.
when we're wrapping up at the end of the season, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Want to play left wing. Look out for Rodrigo. I think Rodrigo to Arsenal is just too much.
So wait, so that means they're remaking the entire offensive line because Madueke is Madueke a loan or a permanent transfer?
I think it's permanent. They're trying to complete. They haven't complete. I know Madueke, they agreed to personal terms reportedly, but I think Chelsea trying to find a replacement for him first before letting him walk. So we'll see how that goes. Why not Rodrigo to Chelsea? I don't know. But Rodrigo to Arsenal will be very interesting. And then you have to know what my boy name from Germany.
Sesko.
Where does Sesko go? Now, unfortunately, we started off with the show talking about Diogo Jota. Now Liverpool have to step in the market. Sesko to Liverpool sounds kind of obvious at this point. It really sounds obvious to me at this point. So, and it's still very early. Liverpool it'll be too insensitive for them to even put that in the news right now, right? So we know a week or 2 weeks out. But Sesko to Liverpool just sounds obvious right now. They've already needed a striker. And now, unfortunately, with untimely death of Diogo Jota, they definitely need a striker. So Sesko is just there. And also my boy at Dartmouth. He's also Gerasay, however. He's also an interesting piece. Will Liverpool take a flyer on him? So there's so many dominoes left to fall, and unfortunately what happened to Jota, I think that now going to inject a catalyst in the transfer market.
Second half has... Go ahead, sorry.
So Liverpool will dip in.
Second half has started. 1-1 at the half. We'll get to any substitutions made at the break. I'm not seeing any goal scorers. Chris Richards and man called Raul Jimenez.
Michelle said, pick an EPL team and stop with the Southampton foolishness. She also says Liverpool has to be faves. Not anymore. Not anymore. I think Man City are favorites right now. Man City are Arsenal.
Michelle, just tell me which team you want me to salt up. And I will pick them and salt them up.
Michelle, listen what Benton said clearly.
Tell me which team you want for salt. We'll have our EPL pick coming up in a few weeks. So I'll make my predictions then, and that team definitely now win. Because I will be salting them up. So just as here comes across the box. Mexico on the attack. Very good clearance there by Tim Ream.
This first 5 minutes is key.
Kyle Walker ended 8 years with Man City and signed for Burnley, Junior. Burnley.
What was the Kyle Walker at AC Milan?
It was a loan move.
Yeah, and then know him there at Burnley. Crazy.
Burnley. João Felix. What's the word on João Felix?
He went to Jota's funeral. That's the word. Mexico with that head out. What you want? You want a football word? I don't know.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know. All right, we leave João Felix choose the club he wants to leave Chelsea to join. I quote, I am most inclined according to the Chelsea Chronicle. And Yahoo Sports reported that former Barcelona and Atletico Madrid star hints at fresh start at an old club. Where was João Felix star at Atletico Madrid? Was he?
He was a start when they were fighting for the fighting for his signing at first.
Okay.
That's when he was a star, but he hasn't. You know, you have some star who just don't shine. That's him.
Michelle said I should pick Liverpool or Arsenal. I think I did pick Man City last year. And I think it worked out quite well for Liverpool fans.
Yep. But the great comment from me right now is I told all you guys, you have come on and the Jeremy and them son me. Look at them and say, look, John Duran leaving Aston Villa to go to Saudi Arabia is the dumbest move ever. No, the man for making money and you're bad mind the man. It's the dumbest move ever. I said it at the time. I said, look, you cannot be this young and go to Saudi Arabia for the money. Not even 6 months. He's now going to Fenerbahce. Can you guys now admit to me that Junior was right?
Junior was wrong. Man, forget him money. Man, forget him money.
How you think
the
right?
life expectancy of a professional footballer is not long. Go ahead, John Duran, get your money. Shot you! Wow, that was close.
Very close.
From Alvarado. So, is this a loan move or a permanent move to Fenerbahce for John Duran?
I think it's permanent. And you Turkey is spending money, because Ole is now at Besiktas, and he wants to sign Jadon Sancho.
A Turkish club spending money, but they don't want to like a Jose Mourinho.
It's a look like them investing in the league.
For the amount of things that Jose has said about that league and the referees, I'm surprised he will return this season as a coach.
It's a loan move to Fenerbahce from Al Nassr.
Okay, no move for John Duran.
Which is even worse. You do realize a man that was at Aston Villa that took the money from Saudi, right? The same Aston Villa that ended the year this year with striker issues. They don't want Rashford, and they're trying to get rid of the winger striker.
Ali Watkins.
They're trying to get rid of him. So John Duran left that team, go to Saudi, that tried to spend a boatload of money to bring in Bruno, and Bruno said it wasn't worth it. Not worth it, right? And John Duran in that league, that team look at him and say, you're not good enough after 6 months. Go on loan to Turkey. So you went from the best financial league in the world to now ultimately landing in Turkey as a loan player. Now, granted, him getting him money and he's going to be financially comfortable. We get that. But professionally, nah, it was a dumb move.
I mean, because there's the Joao from Celtic who also went to the Saudi League for a big stock, and I think who was the coach at the time. A coach was asked about this. I think it was Rafa or one of those managers who said, you know what, go make your money. You're young. You can, as we see a shot from the US over top. Go make your money. You can always return to this so-called bigger league at a later date. You're what, 21, 22 years old. So maybe it's something that John Duran is thinking about. Because when will that opportunity come again to stack whatever was 30 million?
When will the opportunity come again for him to go in the Premier League?
But he doesn't have to. John Duran doesn't have to return to the Premier League, but he might be at a La Liga club soon.
Manchester United is looking at
Dominic Calvert-Lewin.
And John Duran was available.
Was Manchester United willing to give him the money that the Saudi League was giving him?
They will absorb 80%, 90% of the salary. Fenerbahce is not paying 100% of that salary. So no, they cut that argument dead on arrival. When will John Duran get a chance to play back in the Premier League? It's not happening. It's not happening.
And I'm also saying that John Duran, maybe this is not a big priority for him. He will play in Fenerbahce, play in Turkish League. He might be in La Liga. He will be in Colombia side for the World Cup. And he might have a stack of money.
I get that. But that's why I said, personally, he'll be fine. But professionally, that was a dumb decision. It's not a good professional move. It's not. But personally, I get it. That's fine. You're financially okay. But don't come to me with the BS about, well, you know, I love football. That's BS. Or I want to be the best in the world. That's BS.
Well, maybe you love football. You can love football. I want to be the best in the world. I'm playing other league.
No, hey, you can't. No.
If the Saudi League was interested in Moises Caicedo when he was coming out of Brighton and offered him that similar stock as Chelsea or even more, Moises Caicedo would gone. Because we got to look at these young players' contract, you know. Because what was Moises Caicedo making at the time? Peanuts when he was at Brighton. No, Chelsea have him on like a 10-year deal or something like that. Something long, extensive. If he
Same
had
time.
a similar offer for a shorter time in the Saudi League, he'd probably gone.
No. Well, possibly. I don't know what his motivation is because and Michelle, lock your ears for 2 seconds. If Moses Caicedo wanted to win trophies and be a big professional, he would have picked Liverpool over Chelsea. So you kind of make a good point there.
Matt Freeze with an important catch there. Almost a goal from Mexico. USA breaking out. Still 1-1 in CONCACAF Gold Cup final. NRG Stadium, Houston, Texas. Full for what? 70,000? Is that the capacity?
Yeah, 75, I think.
Goal scorers Raul Jimenez from Mexico and Chris Richards for the USA. Michelle says, what? And because Moises Caicedo was reportedly Liverpool expressed interest in him, he probably would have won a Premier League title now, right?
It was open and shut. He was going to Liverpool. Remember that?
Yeah, but did Liverpool match the offer, or did Chelsea put some more money, put a top up on it?
Chelsea came with ridiculous money. But Liverpool, and remember at the time, Liverpool was saying that he could be an understudy if needed. The thing that made Moses Caicedo so attractive to Liverpool was his ability to play right back. Remember? So they were looking to move on from Trent from them time there. If you remember clearly, the ability for him to play, the comfort for him to play right back was what was attractive to Liverpool. Plus, he could play a preferred position as a holding midfielder, which we know at the time Liverpool was failing with signing after signing after. I think they had Endo. I think Endo came in that year, but they had the African. What's his name again?
He's been using right back sometimes by Enzo Maresca when Romeo Lavia, and in fact Liverpool was also interested in Romeo Lavia. Anytime Liverpool play Chelsea and kick out them teeth. Just on general principle. Because Liverpool was interested in Romeo Lavia also. In fact, I think that was ahead of Moses Caicedo. And that was a former Southampton player who should have made the transition to the Liverpool from Southampton, just like Virgil van Dijk.
Caicedo was number one. Caicedo was odds on from like December. I remember covering it in Ball Chat, and we were saying when Caicedo reached next year, Jordan Henderson role, and he would take over, blah blah blah. And I'd never forget it. He was there, ready. What a holding midfielder name where Liverpool had, and him always injured, the African youth.
Namdi Keita. Michelle says Chelsea are ruthless in the transfer market. I love it.
But they're financially
Lavia and Caicedo choose Chelsea instead. With a nice amount of money.
Financially. Come on, Michelle. Financially.
Speaking of Chelsea and club FIFA Club World Cup, Estavio. You've watched Estavio. He's a Chelsea player.
Yeah.
Your thoughts on him? I didn't watch any of the FIFA World Cup. Does he go to Chelsea this year?
Yes.
Exciting player.
Baller. I say, what is the team name that I play for again? I think it's out of P. Palmeiras?
Yeah, it's Palmeiras. He plays for Palmeiras, yeah.
The thing about the way he played is, or the way that team played, they are man-to-man, full field press. So Maresca, remember Maresca's issue with Sancho and with not Madwike, that next my youth there.
Ukraine Bolt.
No, without that's another funny story because even when he comes from his suspension, I saw a meme that when he comes from his suspension, he still have 3 years left at Chelsea.
What? Ukraine Bolt.
When Modric comes off suspension, he still has 3 years left on his contract at Chelsea.
How do you stay ball ready while you're suspended, Junior?
Why do you need to stay ball ready? Brother, you're rich. Just stay contract relevant. That's all he has to stay. Right now, Chelsea looking at every fine writing in that contract and see if he is violating something so they can void the contract. But when you look at Maresca wants his wingers to press high and be willing to put in a shift defensively. And Esteval, one thing he has shown in the Club World Cup, he's willing to do that to a point. He still play like he's a superstar, but he's willing to press. So Chelsea automatically get better on the right wing coming in. The player who's supposed to be worried the most right now is Nicholas Jackson. And does he have a future at Chelsea? I don't think so.
Here comes USA pressing Mexico, ball taking over and chops down there. Referee called a foul.
Tyler Adams.
Nicholas Jackson, Dilap kid, is now in the Chelsea setup. How does he look in that team?
I don't know. The Dilap, Dilap looked like it looked like a shorter version of I wouldn't even say Peter Crouch. What did they buy next one when they try and beat Peter Crouch at Liverpool? The next tall striker. Whatever good.
I remember.
Soon tell him name. But that's what Dilap looked out of place the one time I seen him play for Chelsea. At least Nicholas Jackson looked more flexible in the Chelsea 11. Dilap, what he offers is strength and a target. And we'll see how that works for Chelsea. Now, with all of the skill that Chelsea have around them, I think that works in their favor. I think Dilap will just have to stay ready and score some goals.
And
the top boys to play for Liverpool, man, the striker. I didn't play for
Lambert?
Newcastle. And Lambert in name? No, not Lambert.
As Mexico with a shot and it's over the crossbar.
He have a ponytail.
Corner kick to Mexico.
Or did he even play for Liverpool? Yeah, but he played for Liverpool. Episode here soon tell.
As we have a pause in.
Andy Carroll.
Oh yeah, we have to forget about him.
That is who Dilap look like. Dilap looks like Andy Carroll.
Okay. Before we leave Chelsea, Kendry, is it Kendry Perez, Ecuadorian player? I think it's Ecuador, yes. What's the status? It's another young baller. What's the status? So Kendry Perez and then Whisper. What go on with them young ballers there? Michelle says Rory Dilap. Not Rory Dilap. What's his name? What's his first name?
Liam
Dilap. I keep calling. Dilap is a goal bully, at least I think. Diego Costa time forward. Really? That Diego Costa is a different animal now. Them man, they are bad man, you know.
Come on.
And technically very good. Yeah, I'm gonna try salad man. That's still 1-1 in the CONCACAF Gold Cup final. Yeah, Liam Delap, big up, thanks, Biggs, and thanks, Michelle. Yeah, we'll reserve the Delap association or put in a context with Diego Costa. Because Diego Costa, the man they are general.
Who the hell? Let me see who said that.
That Michelle said that.
Michelle, time out, Michelle. Time out, Michelle.
Diego
No,
Costa is
Michelle.
a different animal. Here comes Mexico on
Come
the
on,
attack.
Michelle, man.
And the ball is out for another cut.
Michelle hoping. I think she's hoping.
Oh, she's hoping. Okay. Pochettino wanted a penalty on that one, Junior, but it looks like a very good tackle.
All right, Pochettino. Sit down and relax yourself.
Still a lot of possession domination by Mexico, but as game goes along, they still, USA is getting opportunities as the game opens up.
It's going exactly the way I thought it would.
Yeah, you definitely did say it,
Hey, tell me no about it.
Well, maybe it's just a summer ball, from watching all that that FIFA Club World Cup. Ball in the box, cuts out by Chris Richards. Mexico. Cross is definitely not getting past the first defender. And the shots from outside are not good enough. Goal kick to the US.
Yep.
As Hodge Wright is getting ready for Mauricio Pochettino. Could be a difference maker in this football game.
Pochettino has his horses that he likes. And the more this game stays 1-1, is the more Mexico try to chase the game, and it's the more chances that America will get.
Michelle says Liam has already been yellow carded out of the Club World Cup, similar to Costa. But bad man Costa no get yellow card. A red card the man they get. The man that bad up people and come off, I feel.
And Diego Costa had a way when him run. When him running at somebody, he have a way with him start. When you see the head start not so, you don't ever kill somebody.
No man, Diego Costa is an ideal teammate to have, but as an opponent is an ass to play against. When he was at Atletico Madrid, those Madrid derbies with Real Madrid and him and Sergio Ramos, them a warboat ball game, them man. And
but is there another player? Is there another player coach combo that you can think of that is better than Cholo and Diego Costa?
What I would probably ask the question is there a other player coach combo that fits the personality of each other than those two? And I can't think of any.
I can think of a few. I think Jose and Pepe were mirror images of each other. I think Jose and Pepe fed off each other, but they're not. The synergy is not like Cholo and Diego Costa. But Jose and Pepe was close.
You're why I wouldn't say Jose and Pepe in the same shoes, personality wise. Pepe will literally thump you in your mouth and fight you. He doesn't back from a war. Jose Mourinho, a war board verbally. He makes his assistant coach poke you in your eye.
No.
Way him do.
No.
How many times have we seen Jose Mourinho, assistant coach, I do the bidding for him? And him grab man.
He never see the gaff. He never see the gaff do this in a El Clasico.
And
squeeze off.
grab man grab man for them. I guess that the assistant coach with the eye poking is not working for him anymore. You know.
And plus, we see Gaffer push over Wenger.
Ooh, close opportunity. I Wenger didn't trip himself, brother. He man just come close and him get frightened. No, I can't, and I'm sure there are others out there, but the personality of Diego Costa and Cholo, Diego Simeone, you cannot ask for a better pair who
Yes.
complemented it.
Yeah.
I war about them, man. The two of them might get red cards in a ball game.
You know what's another good one? Maldini and Ancelotti. That's a good one, you know. Hey, Ancelotti at AC Milan. Never smile with nobody.
Yeah,
You ever
they
see
just
Maldini
keep it
smile with
moving.
nobody?
It's all about business. All about business. Just yo. Boy, Diego Costa. I wonder what I'm gonna do right now.
I think it's still playing. I think Diego Costa wasn't he playing in I think Diego Costa is still playing in or if him just retire.
And you know what? You know, say you're bad when you have a teammate them all afraid of you.
He's still a free agent. After his contract with Gremio ended in January this year. So he was playing at Gremio.
Yeah, here comes Chelsea on the attack. Ball. Talk about Chelsea. Here comes Mexico on the attack.
He just salt up the man them attack, brother. See? Right as it
I
said.
just solved the man them attack. Right as them were making a very threatening attack. You know what? It's because I'm reading Michelle's comment that I love Costa so much. Proper Chels. I actually felt like Diego Costa probably should have stayed at Atletico Madrid.
And big up Mario. Mario said Delap not in Costa class. I'm hoping Delap does well, but chill with the Costa link. Yo,
Big up Mario, big up yourself, family. Hope all is well.
Costa is a different Costa. Yo, when Costa was at Chelsea, we used to hate him when we see him come from Man U.
No, man, that man, you're a different animal. Them man, I think Diego Costa got up in the mornings and said, yo, who me can fight today at the ball field? Who me can thump in the mouth?
I say because he have the grit mark on his face. He doesn't look like a warrior. He just look like you know who Diego Costa would be in football for a movie reference. It was a John Connor of football. John Connor from Terminator. That's who Diego Costa is. I remember John Connor had the same scarf on his face. You remember Terminator? He had the scarf on his face. It was a perfect John Connor of football.
Substitution coming in for Mexico. Gilberto Mora, the 16-year-old youth, definitely did his part. Erling comes on.
Yeah, them take off Mora though. I said big man game now. Come on, Fairfield.
Yeah, man. I mean, he did well. He did well. Now this experience will stay with him, right?
Yeah.
Very, very much so.
So, I'm still thinking now about Chelsea since on Michelle's side and Michelle Debo. Yo, you realize Chelsea have had some iconic Premier League strikers, you know?
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. And now the question is, why haven't they won more? I mean...
Well, remember Chelsea was late to the party.
Them all late to them party.
Yeah, Chelsea was late.
Yeah, man, Chelsea...
With a chance.
The Abramovich Chelsea had, I mean... Yeah, them man did not play. It's about winning. I mean, and they made the right... I mean, my favorite Chelsea player, not that I'm a Chelsea fan, I'm a football fan, but my favorite Chelsea player is Didier Drogba. I mean, when you see Didier Drogba forward, you don't know say a ball game. Excellent, excellent player.
And you know who my favorite Chelsea?
And we
I
have a
prefer
goal go ahead. Mexico goes ahead 2-1 in the 78th minute, Junior.
Yeah.
Goal alert.
And here come the Pochettino haters now.
And I'm sure you were saving that line for when. It's on a VAR review, so that might save Pochettino.
But the
Shepherd's News
Shepherd,
of Ellen says Manchester United was in the way. That's why
Yeah.
Chelsea didn't win more trophies.
Yo.
Hey,
Hold on.
that man
Hold
is
on.
wicked enough.
Hold on. Pick up Mario.
Well, offside.
Pick up Mario. Yeah, offside.
Offside. The goal chopped off.
Big up Mario. Mario said, speaking of coach and player combo, what about Tapper and Haka?
Junior, looking at the that goal.
Offside.
It looked tight, man.
The head on.
We could draw a line. Draw the line. Let's get the Premier League ruler out.
No need to draw a line. The head on is a goal.
Edson Alvarez is still VAR review in place. Tapper and Hagler.
Tapper Haka. Tapper Javon Watson. That's a good call.
Tapper and Haka. Yes.
That's a good call. Can't remember it all.
Oh, the goal counts, Junior. 2-1. Breaking news, that goal stands. And I think it's Chris Richards who may have played him on. I mean, we need to see the replay, but Mexico takes the lead 2-1 after a lengthy VAR review. Pochettino is not too happy about this.
No, we about cuss.
And Pochettino is coming over to let his feelings and say his piece to the fourth official.
When say they never pay them for get a goal.
And as we discussed, the role of Edson Alvarez in this ball game, instrumental in securing us, shutting down Diego Luna, especially around the box, but also going forward, he will get you a goal now and again.
Yep.
All right, so watch the replay.
I thought the head on would have been offside, but guess not. Boy.
Ooh, VAR coming like it may have taken one from Team USA there. That looked offside-ish.
How is he that offside on that head on?
We have to look. All right, wait. So I'm asking nothing else. Did the ball touch the American player at all?
No, it doesn't matter.
Well, VAR not thief in Mexico in America. We know that.
Yeah, they won't do that. We know them not going to do that. It's just one of those instant movements.
What about Tapper and Haka? Very good coach combination. Definitely.
Tapper and Haka.
Tapper and Haka, yes.
I think, but you see, Haka played just. No, that would be disrespectful. Bambo saying Haka used to love turn back the ball like Whitmore. Because if it's one knock against Whitmore, we usually do a stadium and watch Whitmore. And as soon as Whitmore get the ball, beat a man and look forward and just turn back and say, Linval Dixon, take a piece. Like, where the hell you going, Whitmore? The goal is that way. Haka used to love that too.
Yeah.
But
Doug McIntyre posted, Junior, come on, share this clip with us, which I think it's a profound statement. Doug McIntyre on Twitter says, quote, life moves pretty fast. As it stands today, Sebastian Berhalter is starting against Mexico, has a chance of making the U.S. men's national team for 2026 World Cup roster than Gio Reyna. Has a better chance of making the U.S. men's national team than Gio Reyna for the World Cup?
I think Berhalter have a better chance of playing football in the 2025-2026 season than Gio Reyna. What about World Cup? Can Gio Reyna play football?
We'll get to it. Shepherds of News of LM says, why are you so keen on European leagues? What about JFF League? Jamaican Premier League is on break right now. We definitely want our routine, regular scheduled program kicks on every Sunday at 5 p.m. Shepherds News of LM. We have an update on the Jamaican Premier League and wall-to-wall coverage. So we just we're early one, and transfer news in Jamaican Premier League, nothing big, only a coach man left Veer, a former player, I guess he retired now, him gone coach Vauxhall in your brethren.
Manning Cup.
Your brethren Bullet Pitney. Kyle Butler. So no major news coming out of.
And I get so Shepherds probably don't never experienced a show during the club season. We have a segment what we call Yard Ballers. Hello. What? Hi, Mexicana.
Hola,
hello, Chica. Oi.
Yes, so Shepherds of LM, we have a segment called Yard Ballers where we're focusing on Jamaican football.
No, but cameraman, if you go back to Chica for a second.
As Mexico gets ready to make a sub. Shepherds News of LM says Craig Butler for Jamaica's coach. That now gonna happen with Shepherd. Actually, right, Jamaican football news update, Jody. Bradley Stewart is the coach of Defense Force, newly promoted. Alright, police.
Yeah. But
big up to Wayne who asked the question, why police have football squad? They don't have enough crime. Inside joke, family. We have a football chat, and Bradley Stewart is the coach of the newly promoted team to the Jamaican Premier League, and there's a police youth club team, a police club team.
And this is where we pull, but I'm going to pull the curtain back, probably against Benton's wishes, and say
Ajiban into the box, Junior. Cuts out by Montez.
But we have enough connections where we are fortunate enough to hear some information that if we were to, let's say Ball Chat was a show where we run down hype. Can you imagine some of the things that we hear better if we were to put it out there in the public regarding Jamaican football? And I said that to say our football organization is so organized. It is so organized. What's the word? It is so well put together, disorganized. But I don't know how to put it. It's one thing that where it is so, the organization is so good with the disorganization. It's funny. And we just hope sometimes some of the things that we hear, some of the things that we're privy to, come out publicly so we can comment on it. I'm going to say all that to say that there's some news percolating with Jamaican football. And since you're on the topic, Benton, do you think Jamaica going into the World Cup qualifiers in 2 months, 8 weeks, how different do you think they are going to look compared to the Gold Cup, from top to bottom?
Michelle said organized chaos. Shepherd's News of LM says get rid of the sports politics and put Craig Butler, aka Bullhead. Nah, man, Bullhead can't coach a side. Bullhead have too many things to do. My manager coach. Right now, him can't even coach a Premier League side by himself. Because he wears so many hats. Him a agent, him a run club, nah. Craig Bullhead can't deal with that, man. And I think during our discussions with him, he have ideas, but enough for coach Jamaica football. That too much passa right there, so. Cause Leon Bailey are gonna play every minute.
So how is Speed able to do it?
Speed is an assistant coach allegedly, and he won the Premier League consecutive years, right? So, I mean,
so are you saying that Speed is a better coach than Butler?
Well, Speed won the Jamaican Premier League. Show me where Butler win. Well, he did took Mona to the Premier League title, to the Manning Cup title, and I have to big him up for that.
Yeah.
I have to big him up for that. Yeah, so, but Jamaican football news update, we'll definitely, we do wall-to-wall coverage of Jamaican football once the season kick in. We're going to drop some updates regarding transfers. Tiffany Cameron, Reggae Girl Tiffany Cameron moved from Real Betis to Halifax in Canada. She returned home. She's, of course, Canadian citizen, born in Canada but represent Jamaica. Had a nice 2 years with Real Betis in La Liga. Actually led them in scoring this past year. I know she's returning to Canada. I probably one next to her family. But Junior, by the way, multiple subs came on and we missed that. They are talking about Jamaican football.
Wait, we did?
2-1 USA needed a goal. 2-1 Mexico. USA needed a goal.
Now we are 24 subscriptions away from 500 people. If you haven't done so as yet, hit the subscribe button on the YouTube page.
Glenn and Downs came on for USA. Off Torre and Luna, boy. And Tyler Adams is also off. Arston off. Aronson and Tolkien are the subs that are on. So Downs, Glenn, Tolkien, and Aronson on for USA. Arston, Torre, Adams, and Luna off for USA. For the Mexico side, subs are Mora, Alvarado, Jimenez, and Sanchez off. Pineda, Chavez, Jimenez, and Huerta on for coach Javier Aguirre. 2-1 Mexico lead. Are we in the added time, family?
Shepherd's News Curacao is going to top the zone. Dick Advocat. Big coach.
Dick Advocat don't play ball, you know.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He's going to have some influence. But
Dick Advocat and Jamaica has a big coach in Steve McLaren too. In fact, if you pound for pound put the CVs together, them close.
Will Steve McLaren be coaching on the sidelines in September? More to come on that.
The reports, I think he's staying. Unless Steve McLaren decides to leave on his own accord. I think the review has completed. Or how long does a review take? Post World Cup review. You can't sack him right now. You tell Speed to give him a help and tell Moran Garden to go all bench.
Has Brentford hired a coach as yet?
Steve McLaren can't bother with them type of work there, Bridget.
Okay.
Why would you
Well,
want?
they
Why would
have
the
a point.
seal it up man want to
They-
leave the sunshine of Jamaica to go back in England go coach?
Well, and Brentford did appoint Keith Andrews, so Keith Andrews is their new head coach, so them fine. Shepard said, why we don't have a team together of coaches to build
USA
a sport?
almost with a goal. Oh, almost. USA at the death, almost. Crappy USA almost got one in. 7 minutes. How much at a time? How much at a time? 7 minutes?
7 minutes. Yeah.
7 minutes at a time. USA almost in there, and it would have been tight.
So looking at Shepard's question, why we don't have a team together of coaches to build a sports program for football?
Yeah, that's
easy
a regular season discussion. God, Jamaica.
No, but it's an easy answer.
It's an easy answer. Go ahead, Junior.
I can tell you right now, if you put 5 coaches that are qualified and tell them to go in and come up with a plan for Jamaica, I would check back on them in that same room 3 weeks from now, and they will still be arguing over which formation is the best formation. Nobody will be humble enough. And that's part of the problem right now with Jamaica. I guess we can release that news, I think is common news now, right? That Steve McLaren is not the one picking the sides. That is out of it, right?
I don't buy that. Unless Steve McLaren come tell me straight up and provide evidence that he's not the one picking the side, I don't buy that.
All right, so since you put it out there is a rumor that Meron Garden is the one that picks the team, picks the squad.
Who him? Brother, we used to coach that Costa Cup side?
There is a rumor out there, and we got it from, can we say, fairly reliable sources.
As USA trying to get an equalizer here.
And it would make sense. And now let me put the context though. The context is picking the squad, not the starting 11, the squad. And it would make sense because it would coincide with Tapa's interview, right? That the coach is not the one picking the squads. The coach pick him 11, but he don't pick him squad. Remember, that's Tapa.
A technical committee that looks supposed to be reviewing players and make recommendations.
Yeah, but then Meron Garden represents that technical committee.
I think this is part of the plot to absolve Steve McLaren of his responsibility as head coach of the Reggae Boys.
But then the question is, why isn't the head coach part of the technical committee? And why isn't the head coach voiced the loudest on the technical committee? Because regardless of whether the rumor is true or not, we can conclude that the head coach voice is not the loudest on the technical committee.
This head coach with this CV, these coaches with this lofty and impressive CV, not lofty, impressive CVs, them not come sit down for listen to Rudolph Speed talk to them about ball, brother. They come with a CV and them say, okay, show me the group of players and then I will select my players. And then they also do some scouting, but it's because of time thing.
But then that right there is a problem. So instead of him asking for the group of players, go out there and get your players.
Yeah, so he is going out there and watch Jamaican shot into the arms of Matt Freeze from Mexico. From a shot from Mexico into the arms of U.S. goalkeeper Matt Freeze. As USA Mad Dash try to get an equalizer. Here comes USA breaking on the attack. Very good tackle there from Jimenez. USA very, very much scrambling here at the death. Montez with that tackle.
Yeah.
Yo, as any defender who value tackling, who loves football and see those side to tackle, you kind of like, yo. I saw a similar tackle in the Euros there where Iceland player made a last ditch tackle against Switzerland. I love to see stuff like that. Just as much as goals. All right, Mexico making dangerous attacks here. Why Mexico not just run clock and go a corner go kill time? They're too big for that?
That's not in their DNA. But you know what the rhetoric is going to be right now, right?
Well, I think you're
Pochettino
going to
is-
dictate the rhetoric because you're a Pochettino manager.
Well,
you're
well-
president of the Pochettino fan club.
Well, Pochettino is true to form. He can get it to the final, but he can't get you over the hump.
It's all over. CONCACAF Gold Cup, La Decima. Mexico won their 10th title. Junior, talk to me about this final, family.
It's a good game. It's a very good game. I don't care about the gas bags in America. Both teams played well and represented themselves well. Mexico just had a little bit more quality.
Clint Dempsey and Alex Lawless and the American soccer brass, Landon Donovan included, will probably ask this question. So I'm going to go ahead and ask it, Captain Obvious. USA, when they were desperate for a goal, were throwing the kitchen sink at Mexico. In the early parts of the game, USA retreated and surrendered position to Mexico. Why didn't USA throw the kitchen sink and go hard at Mexico when they weren't behind the 8-ball?
But then if they do that on Mexico's busting their 3 times a year, so why did they do that knowing that Mexico is more potent going forward?
Michelle said patch out.
Okay.
Shepherd's News of LM says, where is Greenland, CONCACAF or Europe? Jamaica missed out. I think Greenland did apply to be a CONCACAF member, but it never worked. CONCACAF did reject Greenland.
Yo, you can imagine Jamaica go Greenland go play.
Go play a ball.
People, Greenland is not green. Greenland white with snow.
Yo, but with all the sadness that occurred this past week with the tragic accident, it's nice to have the family back together. It's nice to kind of just sit down and watch some football, and of course, we all sending love and all blessings and positive vibes to the family, to Diogo Jota's and Andre Silva's family. Just. Mexico, Javier Aguirre, 10th CONCACAF Gold Cup title, Junior. I mean, he is the man for the moment. Mexico was a bit unsure of themselves prior to his appointment. Some wanted Rafa Marquez. Rafa Marquez is part of the coaching staff. But one thing Javier Aguirre seems to bring, this Mexican steel in this group. He instilled this level of Chicano, like, yo, you're a Chicano. We're not back from no boy. And we go anywhere. And we done any fussy. And we jump over the fence after we done. That's the vibes that I get from Javier Aguirre.
Why you have to bring up fence? I understand. Those are the views of Benton and that ball chat.
No, but and big up to Ivete, big up to the entire Mexican fans who follow ball chat. Love, sending love to the family out on the left coast, west coast. But that's the attitude that you get from Javier Aguirre's Mexico team. A very feisty sort of team. Whereas his predecessor, we have the brother Wayne name, who are come talk about play fashion ball. What was the last coach? Ledez. I'm trying to remember his name.
It's not even worth remembering. But at least now Mexico yes, they're bringing back the old style, but they also still are very pragmatic. And they're very, as we saw with the defensive stop at the end, they still maintain their defensive identity. Even though they want to play the way they used to play, they still maintain that. Bernal, you remember you named Bernal?
Yeah.
You used to call him Big Head George. That identity is still there.
Yeah.
So that was what Mexico was always missing. As Lala's run off him out on the TV.
So wait, is Lala's wearing a cowboy hat?
Yeah.
Okay. And the Mexican coach I'm speaking of is Jaime Lozano. He was the guy, farmer manager.
You know, not to make it political. Now burn a fire upon Lala's, you know.
Because he's wearing a cowboy hat? He's in Texas.
If I was yes, he's in Texas. But that is also similar to the hats that the border patrol people wear. Same color. I'm gonna be that guy.
Junior, it's too early in the football season. We're just there for a watch along, please.
I'm going to be
we
that
want
guy.
to start the Premier League season with all the members in place and nobody end up at Jamaica on the wrong plane.
No, you might see me at Guatemala in a prison. But you know what though? If me get deported to Guatemala, two things. When I come back maga, I must lose weight. And by time I come out, I don't know how my wife I got angry it. I might have one picnic.
London Donovan, Maurice Edu, and Alex Dallas, Rob Stone have
Them face red. Them makes. The move going.
Yeah, they are talking about the offside, the potential offside goal. But you were saying before we go my way on.
If you see me at Guatemala, it's also going to come back with a picnic.
What? Well, you know, who will play for Jamaica one day?
Why? That'll be a sight.
Big up to the family, and also speaking of Texas, we've heard the tragic events down in Texas occurred over this past 48 hours or so. Sending love to those families. Jaja, that's another thing. What 59, 67?
Yeah, some people some campers.
Yeah.
And the river came down.
A significant portion of children, like, yo, know what? Go out the road, the family, and stay safe and chat out the road. Give thanks when we go out and come back in, family. Give thanks, yeah.
Yeah. Guatemala.
Final news before we go where we are. Mexico 2-1 victors over USA in the CONCACAF Gold Cup. And I want to remain and remind everyone of my position. We need to move this tournament from the US. Need to happen somewhere else. Central America. Big up Mario, big up yourself. Bless up yourself, family.
You know Guatemala national dishes? Pepian. You ever hear about pepian?
No, what's in that?
Like a bird stew.
Like a what kind of brown stew?
Like a bird stew. Is a rich thick stew with a complex flavorful sauce. Typically features meat, chicken, beef, or pork and vegetables, and is served with rice and tortillas. The dish is a blend of indigenous Mayan and Spanish influences. Well, if they get this a prison, I don't think I lose weight.
Well, yo, President, don't bother go Guatemala. Forget that. Chop up, cross off the one day off your list. Shepherd's News of LM says KSC for Manning Cup. Must be a KSC old boy.
Why? It will beat Sean.
Yes, 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 yes.
Hey, Sean, want to hear that?
And again, Shepherd's News of LM, we have wall-to-wall coverage of Jamaican football, yard ballers report, as Junior mentioned earlier. And in the yard ballers report, we'll do a deep dive in schoolboy football, of course, Jamaican Premier League, and other news, women's reggae boys, reggae girls, all things Jamaican football once to kick off. When do we circle back again, family? Because EPL, this is it for watch along, right? Do you want to do a watch along for the Euros women's final?
If Spain play against
England.
or Germany, yeah, why not? Why not?
Okay.
And then we take after that. Then the next live will be.
You can do a watch along for your FIFA Club World Cup final one.
Get that. After the game Wednesday, all right, the FIFA World Cup.
Yeah, here
Club
comes
World
Michelle.
Cup
Club World Cup final.
the final is Wednesday, Benton. PSG versus Real Madrid. That's the final.
Don't insult Chelsea fans. Do not insult Chelsea fans.
No, it's on somebody is there when they want him. I make you know right now. Fluminense is playing Real Madrid in the final.
Michelle says the final, not just that. All right, you know what? Chaja, boy. All right, you know what? People have requested, Julia. I will be here. I will be available for FIFA Club World Cup final.
Hold on, let me see what the fight. Son might have a game. Let me see what.
I keep one eye open on the final.
I could say. So the Club World Cup final is going to be on maybe Sunday. If Wednesday is the semi-final.
Final is Sunday, July 13th.
Yeah. Next Sunday.
At 3 p.m. Wait, at this Sunday? Watch out. Oh, good.
Next
I
week.
won't be available because I'm on the road. I have a father-son trip I may have to chat to. So we have to spend time with the youth. So, yeah, I won't be available Sunday for the FIFA Club World Cup final, thankfully.
I might run it. If my debut of a tournament that weekend.
I'll be driving back from a local road trip. So my son will probably be watching it, but me definitely not. I got up on the road.
Because to keep an eye out, subscribe and get your notifications up. We'll put out a notification way before.
Yeah. I mean, Euro Women's Final, and also we'll drop transfer news posts update. And Michelle says conveniently and laugh. Yes. Hey, I truly know when I look on the date says 13, and I say, wait, I'm glad. Because I'm Sunday upon that road trip there. My bus. Some of that conveniently work out.
The Euros final is July 27th at 6 p.m.
I will July 27th. I will be. Yeah, we'll run that. Euro, yeah, definitely. We'll run a watch along for that. I'll be available for that. But we'll also keep posts. We'll have some transfer news to post on the website. We'll just keep posting them.
Any league shattering transfer news, we're going definitely not a live, but we'll do a post on it, a show on it. My eyes are on Liverpool. I'm curious to see what Liverpool does in the transfer market.
And Shepherd's News of LM says wear your seatbelt. Yes, definitely will. Give thanks. Liverpool.
And don't rent a supercar.
Liverpool. big up to Liverpool. I saw a report, and I don't know, you can confirm this. Liverpool has committed to pay out Diego
Yeah.
contract to his family. Big up, big up, big up. Salute Liverpool.
It's a percentage, and that's why they already the the I think the wording is that they've already, for lack of better words, kicked Jota off the team. And what that does is it activates a clause in the contract where his estate get paid out a percentage
Okay.
of the salary for the next like 3 to 4 years.
Yeah, I think I saw something about 3 years. And it's not time to really think about those things, but big up to the club for stepping forward. Because Junior, we cover another tragic incident, tragic accident regarding a player, Argentinian player who made that transfer to Cardiff, the Bluebirds. Sulemi, and the plane crashed sadly, and that legal battle has been going on for years, and I don't remember what's the latest on that.
And the fact that it's not in the news, that means we don't get a resolution, and that means that you talk about Emiliano Sala when going from Nantes to Cardiff City.
Yeah, Salah. Yeah, Salah. Yeah, Salah. And the plane crashed when he was leaving, like you said, from Nantes to Cardiff.
And I think Cardiff didn't want. I think it was. We don't want misquote them, but I think Cardiff was the one that didn't want to.
Yes, Cardiff. If I remember clearly, Cardiff didn't want to honor that agreement because technically they said that the transfer wasn't completed.
Right.
And to that end, they weren't obligated to pay. And it went through some sort of. In fact, I think it all ended up a court. End up a court because of this foolishness. I remember we covered that. It was a very, very, very sad event because Salah he took one of them call them puddle jumpers, playing from Nantes, to wrap up the transfer. I think the transfer just completed to get to Cardiff to start incorporating the group, and tragically, the accident occurred.
So hopefully we don't piss off the 2 Cardiff fans out there that might know ball chat exists. But this is what I got. The information provided was heavily on the tragic case of Salah, blah, blah, blah. Transfer dispute. A legal battle ensued between Nantes and Cardiff over the $15 million transfer fee, as Cardiff claimed the contract was not legally binding at the time of Salah's death. FIFA and CAS rulings. FIFA initially ruled in Nantes' favor, ordering Cardiff to pay installments of the transfer fee. Cardiff appealed to the Court of Arbitration for Sport, but the ruling was upheld, finding Cardiff liable for the transfer fee. And then legal action by Salah's family was also filed against both clubs to understand the circumstances surrounding his death and to protect their legal rights. And then Cardiff pursued a compensation claim against Nantes, arguing Nantes was responsible for the crash due to the negligence in organizing the flight. And the man who organized the fatal flight, David Henderson, was convicted and sentenced to prison for endangering aircraft safety. Yo.
Yeah. That family, Salah's family. What was it? Remind me of the player's first name again. Emiliano Sala. Rest in power, family. Shepherd's News of LM said, God bless you both and your family and everyone on the live. Give thanks. Bless up. Same to you, Shepherd's News of LM. Emiliano Sala's family had to relive that tragic incident every time during those legal battles over that contract. And I think Neil Warnock was the coach of Cardiff during that time because I think he was at the helm when that transfer was taking place. So, football family, chat safely out the road. Give thanks for the guide, for joining us today. Give thanks as always. Smash the like button. Tell a friend about the show. Watch along. Juniors will try to turn on the machine for FIFA Club World Cup final this Sunday. I am locked in for the Women's Euro 2025 final. What you said, July 27th?
Yeah, 2 weeks.
So the following Sunday or no, 2 Sundays after that.
2 weeks after.
2 Sundays after that.
Yeah.
USA, Pochettino, what a man for lose. Loser in charge. Not even a little Puffy's trophy man you can't win. He's brought his Tottenham, his Spurs himself, to Team USA.
Speaking about coach and players that match. Oh, later.
Yo, we got everybody to bless up yourself, family. Make sure to check us out on Facebook at Ball Chat, TikTok Ball Chat _podcast, Blue Sky Ball Chat podcast, and Instagram Ball Chat podcast. Email us at ballchatpodcast@gmail.com. Sending love to Liverpool and Diogo Jota, Andre Silva family. Big up. Rest in power, ballers. Rest in power. And to all those out there, have a safe week. Bless up, family.